Good morning, everyone. It's great to be back with you today, right here on Paul's Facebook. Been gone for a while, but now we're back, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being patient for the return. All is well. All is well. All is well. It's a beautiful day here in Virginia. Debbie's out putting a mixture of special dirt in her gardens to raise her special vegetables and flowers with the grandchildren. And I'm thrilled to be able to be here with you today and share with you the insights of my life. One of the things that's important to understand, one of the things that's been, cancel that, one of the things that has come clear to me in the last 3 weeks is that all of us here, every single human being on the planet, regardless of their geographic location or what it looks like where they are, or the challenges they may experience, the joys that may be available, the restrictions that are upon them, regardless of all that, there's one purpose and only one purpose for a human being who has chosen to incarnate on this three-dimensional plane. And that one purpose is to realize that that which motivates, that which propels, that which empowers this human body is the presence of divinity, is the presence of creation, is the presence of all that is. Everything that we know as human beings came from being taught. When we were born, when we were conceived, we were conceived with a clear palette, with a clean canvas, with a clean slate, absolutely unimpeded by any of the illusion of the three-dimensional plane. As we were carried in the womb, as we developed, the impact of what was going on around our mothers began to shape the consciousness that would be our three-dimensional knowing. How our mother spoke to us, the types of anxieties or fears or love or joy that she felt and she experienced during carrying us was transferred to each and every one of us. And then upon birth, and realize that the natural birth process is not necessarily comfortable for either the mother or the child, and that the presentation into this world generates a certain sense of distress. And then realize that from the moment of birth, from the moment that we exit our mother's wombs, the challenge of staying alive as a human being is what we are presented with. The first thing to do is breathe. And many of us were brought to our first breath by methods that were not necessarily kind. In my time in 1952, the first experience that happened once I left my mother's womb was I got a slap on my buttocks so as to set me up to breathe. That was the first experience. And then the next experience that's present is the presence of the severing of the umbilical cord. There's a connection between the mother and the child, a physical connection from which we are released, yet that is not a quote unquote pleasant experience. And from that point forward, we are trained to be cautious, to be afraid. When we're in the crib and we're crying because we're hungry, or our pants are full, or we're scared, or whatever it is, sometimes we're picked up and hugged, sometimes we're yelled at, sometimes it's not so pleasant. And the point behind that all is that which motivates the body, that which empowers this physical body to move forward, was suppressed. The consciousness of the whole human being was suppressed. And it's part of the whole experience, because here on the earth, which is a free will planet, the purpose of existence as a human being is to have the free will to choose our spiritual consciousness. We're taught from birth that we are our bodies. But what we soon come to realize, if we are attentive and conscious, is there's more to it than the body itself. How is it that the body survives certain traumatic experiences that, for all intent and purposes, should cease the existence of that body? In many, many, many cases, we see that the purpose of the body is overcome by that which empowers it. And as we move forward, it becomes more and more so. And so what's in front of us all along is to choose to realize that I am a spiritual being experiencing humanism. That which I am is of that which is everything, from beginning to end. Except there is no beginning and there is no end. There is always, continuous. The whole idea that there's a start and a stop to this spiritual experience is part of the training that we were given, that we must choose to look past and view what happens to the human being across the whole spectrum of life, to support the understanding that something is going on greater than the body. Choosing to observe that, choosing to make that a conscious presence in life, is what empowers one to perceive themselves as something beyond the body. My dear friends, I'm so happy to be back with you. I'm so happy to look at you straight in the face and say, we are the presence of God wherever we are. We are God experiencing God's self as each of us individually. I am the presence of God experiencing God's self as Paul. I am the presence of God experiencing God's self with the entire opportunity that Paul presents. In there lies phenomenal freedom. The perceptions of right and wrong and good and bad and up and down are spread way across the line to the point we see that right and wrong and good and bad and up and down are all, in every case, directly subject to the coincidence or circumstance in which it's happening. I admire each and every one of you, wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. Even to sit and listen to a man such as myself, who is saying the things that are coming out of my mouth, takes courage, takes incredible courage. It's so much less effort to simply follow the herd. It's so much less effort to think as the group thinks, to be caught in group thought. Yet, what is simple and easy for the physical form is not the point of the experience. The point of the experience is to realize I am a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And the moment you say that for yourself, to yourself, your perspective on this whole illusion will shift. It'll shift in so small a way, initially, it'll be hard to see. But the more often it's acknowledged by you, the clearer it will become. And all of a sudden, one day, you will have the sensation, you will have the knowingness that I am present in every dimension simultaneously, all at once. Everything happens at the same time. All of it goes together. We are all having one experience, believe it or not. To have these understandings, to make this work dynamic, to invite you to step into this space is my goal and my purpose. This is what I choose as purpose in this free will state. To be able to look at you and say emphatically and without reservation that I am the presence of God wherever I am, that you are the presence of God wherever you are. You are experiencing God as yourself because God is. God is everything, all the places, all the time. Total. God is you. God is me. Which is separate and distinct from me as God. Me is this body, is this limited thought process in this three-dimensional mind, is this limited feeling process in these three-dimensional emotions. Beyond these experiences that I just described is infinity. Beginning nowhere, ending nowhere. Infinity. Infinity. The most empowering statement that I have learned in the last few weeks is all is well. All is well. In the face of whatever is happening, the power that lives in all is well. There is no mistake. It should not be any other way than what it is. All is well. I am, my intellect, my body is unable to change the outcome. Be present. Acknowledge yourself as the presence of God. Embrace yourself as the presence of God. And know that all is well. All is well in every way. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on this first day back. I'm happy to be here. I would appreciate your support at PayPal.me/Mystic Paul. I could use the support. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much for being here with me today on my first day back. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. I acknowledge you as the presence of God wherever you are. I embrace you as myself. Namaste.